Hello my dear students, welcome to my channel. Dear students, today we are going to learn about lithosphere. Our second lesson in our class 9th. Our lesson is natural realms of the earth, lithosphere. So let's begin our session with our lithosphere. See, each and every sphere in our textbook they have mentioned about different spheres in different lessons. So in this session they introduced about four spheres. See, we have four spheres. First one is lithosphere. First one what? Lithosphere. Second one is hydrosphere. Hydrosphere. Third one is atmosphere. Fourth one is biosphere. Biosphere. My dear students, this is our second lesson. Hydrosphere will be our third and fourth and fifth lesson. So, in our social studies textbook, these spheres are explained separately in separate chapters. So, in this chapter, we are going to discuss about only lithosphere and introduction of these all four spheres. Let's see the natural realms of the earth. Naturally, these all spheres were naturally evolved on the earth, and these four spheres were interrelated. These all are interconnected, and these are interrelated. These are interrelated. Whenever these are interrelated and are interconnected, these are influence on each other. These are influence each other. Lithosphere also influence hydrosphere. It also influence atmosphere. It also influence biosphere. Hydrosphere, it also influence lithosphere, atmosphere, biosphere. Like say, each and every sphere is interconnected and they influence each other because they have common features. They have common features. These all are having common features. So in this session, we are going to discuss about the introduction of these all four spheres. Let's begin with lithosphere. Lithosphere. So what are the words we pronounced just now, like lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere or biosphere? These all are Greek words, same. So lithosphere also a Greek word. Lithosphere. Lithosphere is derived from Greek word. It derived from Greek word, that means the Greek word lithos. Okay, lithosphere derived from Greek word, that is lithos. Lithos means what? Stone. Lithos means what? Stone. And sphere or spera. Sphere, it is derived from speria. Speria means a sphere. Speria means sphere or a ball. Let's see deeply about this lithosphere. See, first point is we live on this realm. Am I right? We live on this realm. We all the human beings are living on this realm, and it is solid, hard top of the crust. Am I right? Because whatever you see on the crust, that is solid or that is hard, that was mixed with the rocks, that means stone. It is simply, we can say that it is a crust. It is, you can say that it is a solid crust. In the earlier lessons, we have discussed about the crust, how crust was made up with. It was made up with the rocks or stones, as we all human beings were living on this top of the soil or top of the crust. And you see, whenever you see the crust, once you observe your surroundings, is this crust is equally or it is smooth? No, it is not smooth. It is uneven. It is not smooth whatever we see on globe. If you take a globe is smooth surface, but it is not a smooth surface. It is not a smooth surface as we see on the globe, right? It is not a smooth surface as we see on the globe, right? So these are the common features. These are the features of the lithosphere. Lithosphere derived from Greek word lithos, means what? Stone. Spharia means what? Sphere or ball. The specifications, these are the, we live on this limb, and it is solid hard top of the crust. It was made of the stone. It is a solid crust. You can also say that it is a solid crust, and it is not a smooth surface as we see on the globe, because it consists. Yeah, once you observe in your surroundings, what did you see? It consists mountains. It consists mountains, plateaus, basins, valleys, etc. You see, high mountains and tablelands like plateaus, like basins, valleys. These all are we can see on the top of the crust. Am I right? And the portion of the crust, we can also see portion of the crust. Portions of the crust mingled with the air. Mingled with the air. You see, we can also see the crust particles or dust particle in the air. That also belongs to lithosphere. So portions of the crust mingled with the air, which is called as dust. Dust also part of the lithosphere. It was broken and it will become dust, and it was mingled with the air, right? And this lithosphere also consists minerals, valuable minerals. This lithosphere also consists valuable minerals, and it heats up. It is heats up and cools down. You take summer afternoon, huge temperature records, and the surface of the earth gets heated, and it also cools down in the evening or in the night. It heats up and cool down, and whenever it's heated up and cools down, it also influence air. Yes, it influences air, because whenever there is a high temperature, the air condition is different, and whenever the temperature is less, the air condition is different. That means it also influences the air. Am I right? It is very, very important. Lithosphere also influence the air. Lithosphere also influence the water. How it is influence the water? Because whenever land gets heated, water also gets heated. Whenever it's cooled down, when the temperature decreases, then automatically the water temperature also decreases. It is a source of minerals. Lithosphere is source of minerals. It is very, very important. These are the specifications and important things about the lithosphere. Next, let's see. Next one, hydrosphere. Second one is hydrosphere. Okay, lithosphere. Lithosphere completed. Now let's see hydrosphere. Second one, hydrosphere. A hydrosphere also derived from Greek word that means that word name is Hudor. In some of the NCERT book they have mentioned as Hyder or Hudor. That means water. Hudor means what? Water. Very very important. Hydrosphere, the word derived from Greek word Hudor, that means water. What did you know about the water? We require, it is a very essential to the each and every creature, each and every person, and large large portions of the earth, covered with water. Am I right? 79% of the earth surface covered with the water. So that we are going to discuss in our next lesson. In this lesson we are discussing about lithosphere, and only briefly, only introduction of the hydrosphere we are learning it. And large portions of the earth covered with the water, not only on the surface on the earth, but also in the underground also. Okay, some part of earth, some part of water also found in the underground. As I mentioned, not only the earth surface, water, we can also find the water in the underground. That we learned in our 7th class, like aquifer, water will be stored, right? Okay. So whenever this water found in the underground, it can say that it is a mineral water. Different minerals existed in this water. So this is about the hydrosphere. You see, the earth surface is uneven. It is not smooth. There are a lot of ups and downs. There are a lot of mountains, plateaus, basins, lowlands, highlands were there. Okay, where we find these water. What are the source of the water? The sources of the water. Sources of water. What? One is oceans. Oceans after rivers. Rivers after what? Lakes. Okay, streams and seas. These are the sources of the water. I repeat, hydrosphere, it is a derived from Hudor word. Hudor means what? Water. Sphere means that is same. Sphere means what? That is same as ball. Large portions of the earth surface covered with the water, and where, because deep seas were there, deep portions were there, and some part of water also found in the underground and the deep rocks. So that is called as mineral water. Sources of the water is oceans, rivers, lakes and seas. So this is about the hydrosphere. Next, let's see atmosphere. Third one is atmosphere. Atmos. Third one is atmosphere. Atmos. It also derived from Greek word that is atmos. Atmos means what? Water vapor. Atmos means what? Water vapor. Very very important. Atmosphere word also derived from a Greek word atmos, that means water vapor. See, if you observe your surrounding, a thin layer. If you observe surroundings, there is a oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, dust particle. These all are existed in this atmosphere. Okay, so we can say that a thin layer of gases, a thin layer of air or gases, air which covered the earth. Which covered the earth is called as atmosphere, or which covered or which surrounded also we can say that surrounded. A thin layer of the earth which covered the earth or which surrounded. which surrounded the earth is called as atmosphere. So what things were there, what kind of what kind of things were there in this atmosphere? In the atmosphere, it is including carbon dioxide, oxygen, okay, and nitrogen and water vapor. These are the main important elements in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide also existed, oxygen, nitrogen, water vapor, and dust particles. These dust particles also existed in this atmosphere. So it is very, very important, atmosphere. So troposphere, stratosphere, thermosphere, ionosphere, exosphere, these spheres we will discuss separately in the fourth lesson. Okay, then the last one is biosphere. Last one is what? Biosphere. So biosphere also derived from Greek word. So the word name is bio means what? Bio means what? Life. Bio means what? Life. See, in these three spheres, the life existed in these three spheres. Life existed on lithosphere, life existed on hydrosphere, life also existed in the atmosphere. So if we can say that this biosphere deals with land, water, air. Life in land, water, air. Biosphere deals with the life existed on land, in water, and in air. And you can say that from bacteria, insect to human beings. So biosphere, it is explains about the realms of the lithosphere, realms of the hydrosphere, realms of the atmosphere. So it is also very, very important sphere. It is because life is present in these three spheres. So these are the introductory part about the spheres. So we have discussed about the four important spheres. Now let's enter into the lithosphere topic. Now let's see lithosphere. As just now I said about the lithosphere. See, when the earth was evolved, okay, when the earth was evolved, what things available on the earth? Whenever the earth was evolved, see, we can see on the earth about mountains, highlands, and oceans. So we can say that land and oceans. So this land also we can say that like continents and oceans. So first form of the earth was evolved, okay, earth was formed. After the formation of the earth, so the low basins, deep valleys were filled with the water. As we discussed in the earlier classes, our earth lesson, we have discussed that the lowlands were filled with the water because of the huge rainfall. So these are called as oceans. So after the formation of the earth, only two things we can find on the earth, that is continents and oceans. So continents and oceans are called as first order landforms. These are called as first order landforms because these are first formed on the planet. These are first formed on the earth because, as I said that in the beginning, in the previous session, the earth is uneven. The earth is uneven. Is the earth is even? Is the earth is flat? Is the earth is smooth? No. The earth is uneven. We can find mountains on the earth and we can find deep valleys on the earth and we can find low basins very low land also we can find. So as I said, the earth is uneven because we can find mountains, deep valleys, low basins, and these low basins were filled with the water. So mountains, these are, whenever the earth was formed, the first stage is there was a continents and there is oceans. So oceans and continents were called as first order landforms because the primary division after the formation of the earth, the primary division of the earth crust, the primary division of the earth crust is continents and oceans, right? The primary division of the earth is divided into two parts. One is continent and second one is ocean. So these are called as first order landform. Very important, because these are continents also on the crust and oceans also on the crust. So the crust was divided into two. Divide means not vertically or horizontally. On the crust we can find two different things. One is continents and oceans. So after the formation of the earth, there are two important things were formed. So these are water and land. So lands are called as continents and the remaining thing, the water, is called as oceans. So these are called as first order landforms. So just now we discussed about the landforms. What are landforms? So in the first order landform, simple, first order landforms. They may ask you in 1 mark or short answers, what are first order landforms? You can write first order landforms are oceans and continents, or continents and oceans, because after the formation of the earth only two, water and land, is available. Land is called as continents and water is called as oceans. Means crust primarily divided into two subdivisions, parts, like lands, continents or oceans. Now let's see second order landforms. So first what formed? Oceans and continents were first formed. Then the second, which were formed? So second were second order landforms were mountains, plains, plateaus. So first order landforms are continents, second one is oceans. So these are first formed. Then mountains. See, these all are second order landforms are formed due to the internal forces. These are the forces which happened in the inside of the earth. So these are formed as due to the internal forces, or we can also say that endogenic forces, because all the changes occurred in the inside of the earth. So as I said that the surface of the earth is uneven, the crust also uneven, the earth also uneven. See, surface of the earth is also uneven. Just now we discussed that the surface of the earth is not smooth as we believe, as we see, like globe, but the surface of the earth is also uneven. We find mountains, valleys, plains, plateaus, mountains, plains, plateaus, deep valleys, everything we find on the earth. So these are mountains are formed due to the internal forces. Because for example, how mountains are formed? How mountains are formed? Mountains, there are few type of mountains are there. First one is fold mountains. Second one is what? Volcanic mountain. Third one is block mountain. And fourth one is residual mountain. residual mountain. So I'll give example, fold mountains. How fold mountains are formed? How Himalayas are formed? Himalayas are formed due to the coalition of plates. This is one plate and this is one plate. These two plates were collide with each other. These both plates were collide with each other, and these are formed mountains. So these are formed due to the internal forces. See, this was land surface. One plate is moving this side and another plate is moving this side. So whenever this moving this side, so this part is it was raised up. So here fold mountains were formed. Next, volcanic mountains. For example, this is land surface. The land surface. There is a small vent is there. So here, from here, there is a lava is pouring lava. From lava is coming out from the inside of the earth, lava pouring on it, and soon after it became some small mountain. After that it became the mountain, and the lava also pour from on the surface of the earth. So what did you observe from this? So these are inside of the earth. These all the changes were happening inside of the earth. All the changes were happening in the inside. So that's what, due to the internal forces, due to the endogenic forces, these mountains were formed. Okay. So this is the example. Mountains are formed due to the inside forces. Then plains. Sir, how plains are formed? See, for example, this is Himalaya. Okay, this is Himalaya. These are the Himalayan mountains. After the Himalayas, this is the Indo-Gangetic plain. This is what? Indo-Gangetic plain. Whenever Himalayas are formed, there was a low basin formed. One bowl-shaped low land was formed. So this was filled with the sediments. These were filled with the water, filled with the clay, sand, sediment, dust particle. So how this bowl-shaped lowland was formed? Bowl-shaped lowland was formed due to the internal process. So earth is changed. It was somewhere it was forced to go down. Somewhere it was raised up. This part was raised up, and this part was gone into the inside of the earth. So this is called as plain. So this plain was formed due to the river. This plain was formed, the material brought by the rivers. Rivers brought so many materials, dust particles, and it became plain. Okay. Then plateau. What is plateau? How plateaus were formed? See, this is land, and the plateaus is flat surface on the earth is called as plateaus. These plateaus also formed due to the volcanic eruptions. So these all are the changes which are happened inside of the earth. Then we have third order landforms. So these third order landforms we will discuss in our next session. What are the third order land? These are the exogenic forces. Or you can say, sir, this is internal, these are external. See here, mountains, plains are formed due to the internal forces, but third order landforms are formed due to the external forces. So this is about our first session, lithosphere. In the next session I will explain about remaining things about the lithosphere. Hope you understand. Thank you for watching. I wish you all the best. Jai Hind.